everyone, Rascal here.
And Mama, welcome to our 4th day of Heroes Who Need Their Own Movies podcast.
Today we're covering the Ben 10 franchise.
This kid has gotten 3 series, a reboot, and a few TV movies, but where the heck is his film on the big screen?
Yeah, we were surprised that they did do a live action movie, but it was a TV movie, and that's when the network stopped doing live action movies after that fiasco that was Real. So yeah, we're wondering that Max Steel got a movie, the Power Rangers got a movie, lots of other TV shows we've seen on the networks have gotten either theatrical movies or live action theatrical movies.
Right.
But Ben 10 still remains just on TV.
He's like the prodigal child. Come on, give him his own theatrical movie. Especially during the time in his heyday when you had the Alien Force and Ultimate Alien. Right after that would have been the best time to do it. But now you've got the reboot and you've got him back as a 10-year-old. But there are a whole lot of people who are having withdrawal symptoms for having the teen Ben. So this will be a great time to do it. On top of that, you should make sure that Major Steve Austin, astronaut, the man barely alive, plays his Grandpa Max again.
Yeah, because no, I'm sorry, I don't. You mentioned his name 100 times. I still
Lee
remember.
Majors.
Oh, it was Major. I thought his name was Major as a character.
Yes, they should get him as his grandpa again because in the live action he was perfect. He
Yeah.
sounded like him. He acted like a grandpa. He looked like him, and it was just perfect casting. So.
Yes.
That's your first movie.
Surprisingly, the first one they did when it was after the first series, that was actually really good, because nowadays, most live-action movies based off animation don't tend to do well, or they keep forgetting why the original was great, and then when you put a live-action, it turns into something else.
Right.
So, for the first movie, yes, great casting. It felt like Ben 10, and even though they were kind of limited how many aliens he could turn into, it was still a great movie in itself. Alien Swarm was a little bit of okay movie, because they couldn't get Lee Majors to come back, said there were scheduling conflicts. He was in another movie at the time, and he had no time to come in and play Grandpa Max again, so they had to get a substitute.
Well, he can come now, because he was doing the car ad.
Right? So yeah, now we got this reboot of Ben 10, which is him back as a 10-year-old boy.
Right.
And we kind of thought at some point they were going to do a theatrical movie of Ben 10. Because like I said, a lot of these other characters got movies from Cartoon Network, or Disney, Nickelodeon, whatever. But the one thing I thought it was one, I even saw it was actually fan-made. I didn't know it till later. It was like Shia LaBeouf playing Ben 10, I guess as a teenager. And then if they did one for Ben 10,000, who would they have playing him?
Bennett.
or wait, remember it's
Captain America.
Yeah, Chris Evans can play him because he kind of looks like him. So.
Now, what will really be great about this is that you have this storyline of a kid who gets to watch this full of aliens. He turns into an alien. He saves the world. That right there on its own is the perfect premise for any theatrical movie. Different from anything else that's out there, that's ever been out there as a movie.
Right.
In the cinema. So you've got this character that's really popular. Again, you've rebooted the series not once but twice, and you have him as a boy, and then another one you have a part-time as a boy, a 10-year-old, and part-time as a 16-year-old teen.
Yeah.
Well, this is a great time to either do the 10-year-old / 16-year-old version or just do the 16-year-old version as a cinematic movie. And capitalize on this great storyline that nobody has done ever before and will never do again, because it clearly belongs to Man of Action.
Yes. And they've had so many shows. They've had the TV movies. They've had video games. They got a reboot now, which unfortunately is nowhere near the quality of the first one. You know, it's kind of like an okay show. It had a crossover with Generator Rex and The Secret Saturdays and Cow and Chicken, a bunch of these shows, and you're kind of missing out on an opportunity to bring them to the theaters. You got Steven Universe as a movie, but you can't do Ben 10.
I don't think it's so much as that it doesn't work. What I think for this show, and I've watched several episodes with you, is that there's a different target audience. I'm not the target audience. You're not the target audience. But for the target audience they're going for, like Teen Titans Go, this show works. So that's why I said do the theatrical movie, because those of us who are looking for the Ben 10 that we know and love, that would satisfy us. We would pay for it. We would go see it. You put it on DVD, we would buy it.
Right.
And if you don't want to do a cinematic version, then do a straight to DVD movie for the fans, because it absolutely positively will sell, and it will sell in numbers that you just absolutely wouldn't believe. Mm-hmm. Give us what we're asking for. Give us what we want. Give us a Ben 10 movie.
Yes. And yeah, you can think about who could play Ben in the movie. You could have a big star. Should you have an unknown? Mm-hmm. Which storyline should they tackle? Like with the DNA aliens, or with Vilgax, or with Ghost Freak? Or this is a lot of potential. There's a lot of ones you can do movies and do a Ben. You already got a Ben 10 cinematic universe already with the shows and stuff. So there's so much potential to be done here.
This is one way they can learn from Disney, because Disney excels at this. Disney would have had a movie out ages ago in the theater for this character.
Yeah.
They would have had a prequel. They would have had a current. They would have had a sequel. They would have had a future version. They would have had every type of movie you can imagine for this character and taken advantage of it.
Right.
So
we even saw that they actually were planning a Ben 10 movie, but there hasn't been any news since 2013. They've said they have some people working on the script, executive producers. So they don't know who's going to release the movie, Warner Brothers or Universal. Mm-hmm. So we don't know when they're going to actually get started on this, because they got so much going on with Steven Universe, Gumball, and a lot of the cartoon renaissance shows have ended or are ending, and now we're getting a whole new lineup of cartoons and no new demographics. Some of them are great, but you're missing some of that element that Ben 10 and these other shows had in the 2000s and early 2010s.
Right. Now, we did a podcast just on the Ben 10 franchise. We'll have this linked so that you can just click in the upper right-hand corner when you finished, and you can see our love for this franchise. We absolutely love the Ben 10 franchise, and we love it too much to go into why here. So watch our other podcasts and find out why, and find out about the different versions of Ben that will work in a theatrical movie, or again a straight to DVD version.
Yeah.
And we still owe a debt of gratitude to Dwayne McDuffie as well as Man of Action for creating this character in this wonderful franchise that clearly shows there's a lasting longevity in reboots and in releasing, unlike a lot of other shows, they have released every version of Ben 10 onto DVD, which we were truly grateful for.
Yes, so now you can watch the entire series, all the movies, even part of the reboot, from the very beginning to, if you're watching the reboot as well, you got that as well. So, like I said, so much potential here, and with these new shows coming out that are clearly aimed for little kids, or being Teen Titans Go, multiplied and spread, it's a good idea to make this into a movie soon, because you already got a lot of these like live action reboots or theatrical movies based off a lot of stuff, so might as well write the coattails of that and release a movie before we start to get tired of that.
And be sure to leave it kid friendly, so the ones that are watching the Ben 10 series now can actually go with their parents and see this current version and be looking forward to that for some extra sales.
Yes. So let us know what you think in the comments below. And tune in tomorrow for our next podcast of heroes who should have their own movies.
And let us know which version you would like to see more with the movie, the age 10 Ben 10 or the age 16 Ben 10.
Right. So thank you so much for watching. I'm Oscar Entertainment.
And I'm Mama Entertainment.
Have a toontastic day.
Peace.
And reporters sitting flashing lights, trying to walk around, man, who the hell are you? What you wanna do? My man, it's on you. Man, it's on you. In my dreams, she was my queen. A castle in the mountaintops, rivers and streams. Plucking sunlight from the sky in my pocket. Give it to you later on in the phone.